get the levels. Just a question of how do these side lanes go for Thunder Awaken early? Because it's a really big deal with this Brewmaster. We've seen this hero get decimated on lanes early in this tournament. This is a good start.
It really is. An early attempt at a first blood. Dark Mago gets in front of skiter just a little bit here, slows him down, but it's the fire spirits that ultimately limit the damage. They're not able to bring down skiter. Though with no regen, he's going to have to take an early salve from his support. We're going to have the mid matchup of 9 Mars versus Dark Mago Kunkka. And then our bottom lane matchup we were just watching, Saksa and 33 going to be paired up as the Snapfire Beastmaster against a Chaos Knight Lich, which I feel like, I mean, we've talked about these Chaos Knight lanes. As long as you get a support that is able to enable the Chaos Knight in some way, it's kind of a tough lane, right?
It's usually pretty strong, but starting the lane with half HP does not do him any favors, especially when you want to try and abuse this Beastmaster early. Again, 33 just pushing in the lane with axes and pulling it back. They're going to get the equilibrium really fast here, and they've already got to be happy with where this is going. This Lich TK do not want to have to play the lane this far up. This is where Beastmaster is. He's just chilling right off the bat, I feel.
Not surprising. I mean, this is going to be a lane with Saksa, who's probably one of those smarter 4-position, very cerebral type player, compared up with 33, who, I mean, this is his second most played hero. This is his bread and butter, as you were talking about. Any of the summons heroes, you know, 33 is going to be jamming quite a bit. So starting off with the early axes is perhaps something that he has figured out over his numerous matches playing this game.
Definitely a very interesting lane to watch. Traditionally with these Lich lanes, you're going to want to wear them down over time with some of the early nukes and then go for a kill at some point. Even if you can end up in a trade scenario, if he gets the first blood and dies, that's ideal. He comes back full resources. Yeah. And this DK, he's more of a sustainer on lane too, so he took early harass, but he's going to heal back up over time, at least a decent amount. Like you said, Dark Mago on his signature Kunkka. I've banned this hero many times versus player, and the ones I don't, I often regret it. Yeah. And this Tiny, he just understands how to play these heroes in the fights, how to move around with them. Potentially one of the most comfortable pairings at this tournament, I think.
Yeah. Matthew actually forced early TP out to the side lane here. Snake King chases him away. Did have a salve, so Matthew's still going to be able to return to lane and be an impact. A Rubick pickup. We're seeing this hero a bit more as the tournament goes on. Why do you think that is?
Honestly, this didn't strike me as any crazy Rubick game. I think the one where Tim's played it was like an insane Rubick game. You know, there's Morphlings and Pucks and Earthshakers.
Yeah.
His biggest deal here is maybe some Phoenix or Snapfire spells. The damage reduction off Fade Bolt is going to be pretty good going into the later fights, but it's not really why you picked the hero, right? You do have this nice little Brewmaster lane combo where you can haze into the Fade Bolt, but it's not anything spectacular either. So personally, I'm kind of just interested to see what Matthew can do on it. He's been a standout player for this team the whole tournament, so I'm sure he has a really good idea of what he wants to accomplish, but it's also a rough matchup into Beastmaster, right?
Oh, might be an opportunity here. Pick off Saksa. They will manage to get that first blood. Now they're going to trade hits with 33. With the Chaos Strike, he's actually healing up so much. He's going to be able to win this man fight, perhaps. 33 pops one. He actually does. Because lives through it all. This man has been getting so much attention and most particularly praise from other pro players. You know, the talk about Because fans everywhere. I mean, this guy, I feel like, has, if you've watched him in the last 2 years or so, you know he's a rising star in South America, and he's showing it here on the main stage.
Arguably the best carry player at this tournament so far, stats-wise and impact for his team. That's the exact type of trait Thunder Awaken wants to have happen. Getting that level 3 timing, being the aggressors, that's them the double kill. I thought he was going to need another crit there, but even early on this Frost Shield doing some work. And again, that was 33 fighting off the back of all those stick charges. That's that Tundra itemization they try and win these early exchanges with.
All the supports being brought in the mid lane, but Thunder Predator brings one more.
Who's bringing two, though?
9. Oh, that spear back is going to do a lot of damage to Dark Mago. Now, it's still 9 dying first, but Dark Mago, oh, he's going to go for the dive and commit to the kill. Snake King picks it up.
Might net
now,
supports another one, though.
Pandamoo, he can go for the Sinister Gaze, pull him back into Matthew, and it looks like those right clicks are probably going to be enough. The Fade Bolt is what gets it, so they do trade 2 for 1 ultimately.
All right, look out.
Maybe 2 for 2 if Saksa can have his way. Looks like maybe he doesn't do quite enough damage. In fact, he's only level 3 compared to a level 4 Lich because of all these kills that are happening.
Mago played that really well, forcing the Phoenix dive. Gonna net extra XP for both supports who they want that rotation to pay off in a big way, right? It's not necessarily the most normal rotation for a Lich to make this early in the game. So getting that extra kill on the backside, really nice for him. He can make his way back to base, TP bottom with full resources. Anytime this hero gets refilled, it's a big deal. And anytime they have the resources bottom to try and shut down this Beastmaster, it's nice though. He rushed Raindrop on this beast, so already preparing for the skirmish that's coming his way.
Yeah. He knows that they're going to keep up that pressure. I mean, that's just what Chaos Knight does, right? He just keeps on kind of attacking you over and over again.
All he can do is hit people.
Yeah.
He's good at it, though.
Yeah, he seems pretty bonkers, honestly. This is definitely one of the biggest winners of the tournament for me, anyway. This Chaos Knight has had, in my eyes, a hugely successful tournament. And people got to develop some answers to it. And do you think Tundra has the answers to the Chaos Knight? Because I'm not particularly a fan of like this Wraith King choice they went with, for example.
You might have to hold that because this is the huge rune battle and Matthew gets the haste, but this is already bowed out.
Yeah, they're going to use it to kill the support here. Saxa tries to interrupt the combo from Dark Mago with the cookie, but he dies either way. Tundra is still up in net worth, though. Where is all that extra net worth coming from? Because it's a score of 5-1.
I mean, it's this Wraith King pandaling, right?
Yeah.
It's up almost 1,200 on him for 6 minutes. It's a pretty large advantage. This is the downside of Brewmaster. He's almost never going to win the early portions of the lane. His spells are just not that as strong in the exchanges. Wraith King's just free farming. Summoning these skeletons off cooldown pretty much, just maximizing what he can get.
Nice play by Matthew. He's had a hell of a tournament in it as well. Star 4 position player who's made some big plays in there. He's the telekinesis to get the deny on their own ward. Also big stacks all around, which I'm sure Snake King also wanted to get some read of what's going on there.
And this is part of the trade-off, right? Okay, Tundra's up a little bit because this Wraith King's off to a really good lead. But Matthew's also been stacking this triangle camp. He's already up to 6 stacks at the 7-minute mark, so that's a triple on both. It's going to either go Dark Mago's way, or maybe they can split some of the XP to the Panda if they needed to, right? If his lane was going bad, they can get the backup option going for him.
I was just about to say the one downside is that, like, unlike a Sand King, those stacks aren't going to help out your laner who's being a little bit chafed by the fact that he doesn't have a support in lane full time. So. But yeah, as you said, maybe they'll share the experience with him. Maybe they'll be nice enough, or maybe Dark Mago will take it all for himself.
He's going to take it all. He knows what he wants to have happen this game, and he's just going to accelerate into an ultra-fast BKB here.
Knight's going to cut over, but it's already too late. The hard camp's gone.
And Tundra, they're kind of positioning aggressively in both jungles. We were looking at that Snapfire on Saxa. I'm not even sure what he was looking for. Maybe some cheeky courier snipes or something, but...
Now, you would get caught if it wasn't for the fact there was an invis ringer. They do have a sentry, though, and they're going to be able to catch him. Saxa tried to go back up through the river, and that sentry drop will net another kill for Dark Mago.
He's having the dream Kunkka game right now, I can tell you that much. He's not going to ask for too much more. I mean, he'll ask for more, you know, because he's a greedy mid player, but yeah, how much more can he get? Now also signal level 6 for this Brewmaster, so already Thunder Awaken. Thinking about going up there, but actually switching it up. Rather shut down this Beastmaster. They're hesitating, actually. They don't know where they want to go.
Yeah, this is really interesting. As you said, I thought Brewmaster, I thought that was a no-brainer. Just go to the Brewmaster lane, kill the Wraith King twice, but it looks like Dark Mago uses his smoke to set up for bottom lane. Doesn't find the Beastmaster, doesn't really find much of anything.
I think that was a bit of a hesitation move in terms of they wanted to do too many things at once, ended up doing nothing, but Tundra also had to read, playing super safe. They did get a ward on Tundra's triangle, so that's going to spot some of these heroes moving bottom. Thunder Awaken's ready for this fight if it comes. Dark Mago, come fight me. I'm ready to go.
Oh, yeah. Double bracers, Ogre Club, and Phase Boots. He's got 1,600 HP. 14 armor.
Another big thing is these support levels matter a lot in this game. I mean, all 4 of these supports would love to hit a fast level 6. And Thunder, they're making the better of that situation. Almost level 6 on both of theirs, whereas Snake King, he's been relegated to farming some mud golems in his jungle. Saxa, again, he was making some of those early moves for couriers or wards. It's a little under leveled as well.
Radiant
It's not something that you as a team would actively be communicating, like, guys, our supports are actually like, we've hit a really nice timing, they're still under leveled, like, let's go force a team fight?
1000%, especially when you have such powerful ultimates that you can combo with, like this brutal top. You want the
Oh, they're gonna try and kill before he gets it off the split, and he does indeed fall to the Spear Mars combination, and Thunder, they're gonna be a bit too late to respond to Tundra. That's not gonna feel good.
It's a big blow, because this Brewmaster, the way he can turn around that net worth differentials, get the return kill, or get a fight where his ult has insane early value. Dark Mago.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Getting some damage on him. Now, this is a very tanky Mars. They're going to try and stop the spear. That's a really good toss down into the river. Now, he's going to spear him into the tower, so really nice play there from 9. He's still under assault, though, as they're going to have the Brewmaster cut in. He says, remember me? You came to top lane to gank me, and I'm going to return the favor. Ensure the kill on 9 with the Siege Wagon pushing in. It's a great opportunity for the rest of Thunder to start chipping away at this mid tower.
Radiant
Or bottom though, and this is the part of the game where you have to deal with 33's aggression on this part of the map. So that tends to be a decent way to deal with it, I guess. Kind of just threw away all his units.
Tower is under attack.
Not the response he was looking for.
He just kind of stood his ground underneath the tier 2. I mean, the tier 2 aura gives you so much, so.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Surely top tower dying though to all those skeletons.
Skeeter, he's had his way this game, already up to level 10. He's been given full solo XP. Snaking, he's getting his mid, so this Wraith King is going to have a really nice timing on this Desolator, which he's rushing. This is my favorite build on the hero, because if you can get it fast, it does so much for your team in the early fights. Any fight Tundra wins around that river area is guaranteed Roshan between him and the Beastmaster. And we were talking about this Tricore from Tundra. It's all physical damage oriented. It's another reason Deso AC are going to go a long way in this game. This team is very smart on the itemization. They know what they want their items to do at each point in the game. They're not afraid to itemize for each other or what the overall game plan is. Sync it up.
And perhaps just another reason why Pandamu, who is a platinum Lich player, is going to want those higher levels of the Frost Shield. Looks like they're to rotate down to bottom because
No roar though.
no roar, so it looks like they're just kind of poking at him. And it does keep on forcing a reaction out of Thunder. They're not killing because, but the supports keep coming down here at a concern for their carry's life. They're not falling behind necessarily, though, because of, well, what's going on right here. Doc Mago, once again, with the Ancient Stack, is going to make sure that he collects the top wave as well.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Dark Mago, it's having a pretty good game, but feels like his supports have kind of got stinted here in terms of they got pretty fast 6s, but haven't been able to do much with it.
Yeah, they've gotten stalled down quite a bit, right? It feels like they're not. They had an advantage and weren't able to make.
I mean, especially
out of it.
This primal split, right?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
haven't even seen it yet, so this is really a spell you want to use as early as possible. The earlier you use it, the more powerful it is. Then it gets you on your way to the level 2 ult, which is really where this hero kicks in.
Yeah.
This is not the type of game flow that Sacred would be wanting on this hero. This is a hero that falls behind if you're not getting the fights. I mean, he's not going to clear stacks that fast. They all went to his Kunkka, and he can't really aggressively shove waves first. How strong Tundra's cores are kicking him out.
Now, it's hard to tell without us obviously knowing the exact communication of Thunder, but it does, at least for me anyway, feel like Dark Mago hold up top lane, tries to get the primal split off, is going to be denied that, but Skiter realizes they're going to run out of damage either way. But it does feel like, to me, Dark Mago is perhaps the one who is keeping their pace a little bit slower. Just because I think he wants to finish up this BKB. Now that he's got it, we'll see what they do as we fight a haster. This is a dream opportunity, perhaps.
This is a good go if they can chain stun it.
Oh, use of the arena to keep everyone out while he knows he's being gone on the primal split. It's going to be used. They're going to be able to throw out. Oh, they finished off the Phoenix already. A good jump in from because they're going to be able to surround this Wraith King. Life number 1 is in jeopardy, and life number 2 could be as well. A stolen arena keeps him inside, and Tundra, they're going to try and help him out here. Mortimer's Kiss is raining in.
Stolen Roar.
Taking a lot of damage. A stolen roar laid back into Skeeter. They're running out of damage, though. The split split because is running away, and the Sunray's going to burn him down from snaking, while Matthew does get stunned up, slowed down by Soxa at 33, so it looks like he's going to be finished off, but Sacred, he sees an opportunity. He's going to be able to get the kill on 33. They turn to the egg. Dark Mago's there, and they get the finishing blow. skiter on his last bit of health, but no, the turnaround from Pandamu stands his ground and finishes off the carry before he dies. Sacred looks to be able to collect the kill on Soxa, gets that one too. 9 did manage to chase down Dark Mago, but cannot stop the TP out from Sacred. What a brawl in the mid lane.
What an absolute annihilation of a fight for 15 minutes. The damage on this fight is absolutely insane for this time period. Almost 13,000 coming in from Thunder Awaken. They got everything they wanted in this fight, and it's still that close. The snaking buyback, he comes in here, he still has egg up. They want to recommit with Arena, and he ends up getting tossed instantly. Perfect micro from this Wind Panda throughout the fight. Stolen roar by Matthew, turns it around on the Wraith King. And still, after all of this, Tundra able to take the fight just through the raw power of their spells and heroes in this time period. skiter stays alive for so long. He's able to re-engage with another round of skeletons. Even the egg got focused down pretty quick.
Yeah, and if you lost track of exactly how many kills as this fight wraps up, that was, I believe, a 4 for 6. Thunder losing the 4, and Tundra actually losing 6 there with a dieback on the Phoenix. So Panda, very happy about that match. I'm sure he was super happy at being able to get that Wraith King kill. As skiter, I think, thought he was going to be able to armlet toggle his way to victory. While that was happening, we did have a pick off on the Brewmaster. It was skiter who was able to, with the support help, run down the Brew while he didn't have the split. So good opportunity there, and perhaps a little recompense for a rough fight in the mid lane. Mid tower is still up though.
Even after all of that. Yeah. That's where Thunder would have, I think, liked that fight to go a little better so they can convert on the objectives. Because again, you want to maximize the times where you can get really good fights out of this Brewmaster.
I'm sorry, did I see that? A total of 45 building damage done by the heroes of Thunder?
Is that even possible?
One hit each. The towers have taken damage. It's just all from the creeps pushing in. As Thunder focuses on trying to chase the Tundra heroes out.
I mean, that might have been a catapult wave during that entire fight too.
Yeah, it might have been.
Always potential, but again, we're looking towards what does Tundra want to do with their entire lineup. That's how these guys think. It's all about the physical. They have the Deso on skiter. Full Helm of the Overlord done for 33. Even Soxa bringing up some drums to amp that right-click damage.
Oh, that's an interesting idea.
Their physical ball is pretty strong for this part of the game.
They're going to run into the perfect hero, too. They wanted to be able to gank because who throws out the Phantasm. The spear is going to be blocked out by an illusion, but there's just too many heroes here, I think, as he's surrounded by the arena. The Supernova is going to be dropped as well. The stun's going to go down eventually. It'll stun both the Chaos Knight and Matthew's Rubick, killing them both. Now they're going to sweep in through the mid lane where you can see Soxa is already kind of setting up with skiter. And they, in turn, will try and put some pressure on these towers.
Radiant's middle tower is under
saw
attack.
Matthew only able to get bulwark there. Nine is already on top of preventing the steals. And then it comes down to, again, what is he going to steal in these fights? We saw the roar, but that's the best spell he can get outside of egg.
Yeah.
But how reliable is it going to be when he 33 can just throw all these summons in? There's skeletons, there's boars, there's ancient black dragons. Drum some of those up, they'll go to town.
We saw a bit of the just how much physical damage and minus armor Tundra are rocking there with that mid-tower push. Even though the Frost Shield went down, they just ripped through that tower like tissue paper. Sacred, they're going to try and chain stun him pretty well. Now he's speaking up. He can get off the Primal Split, and he will manage to. Now he needs to actually get some kills in return for it. Tosses up the Wraith King, goes for Soxa. Now with the rest of his team joining in, they're finishing off the support first. The Wind Panda catches the Wraith King again. And now all of Tundra needs to be here to try and help out this carry. But at the same time, the Brewmaster Ultimate's going to wear out soon. Chain Frost bouncing in and actually does stick with the boars and the creeps of the Brewmaster. But Bakaz comes down the other side, gets 33, and they actually stole the roar again. Matthew with a sick pickup, and they're going to turn that straight into an objective push on Roshan.
33 having troubles protecting it, and it is a huge steal for them. This roar can do a huge amount of work in order to let his cores output the damage. It's going to be a nice pickup. They were thinking about that Roche, but respecting the fact that this arena egg can still come out in 5 seconds from now.
That's fair enough.
They also probably don't want to fight without Primal Split this game. I can understand why. This spell is so powerful for this portion.
Ooh, and you know, Tundra are probably thinking, okay, Primal Split's on cooldown. Let's go ahead and, like, be aggressive right now. But the Aghanim Scepter was complete for Sacred. So, in a way, it's like it refreshed.
Back up.
Yeah, he's got Primal Split ready to go again when Tundra may not be expecting it. If they try for this Roshan thinking, okay, they're missing some team fight potential, they may be brutally surprised by Sacred.
There's Primal Split they don't expect. Maybe this roar they didn't see.
Oh yeah, that's another good point. There could be two ultimates coming into play that they are not expecting. But Tundra's not going to try and do Roshan here. They're going to play for their high ground area and see if Thunder walks into them. Thunder seems to be chill for now.
Thunder are smoked up here. They were expecting Tundra to either commit for the Rosh or run into them. Bit of a wasted smoke, but Dark Mago, he did go Halberd in this game. It's not the greediest choice he could have made, but the one that's going to be for his team to take those extended fights. Let him run in and be the front line or tank up with damage with all that evasion.
Yeah.
Pushes the AC to later. Should be the more aggressive option, but their team fight it's peaking right now. This double Brewmaster ult. This is as good as it's going to get for a decent amount of time. Definitely want to make something happen with it.
Good use of the Dragon by 33 to keep that mid lane pushed in, keep the pressure off the tower without anybody risking anything. Means Dark Mago has to kind of constantly be here. Push the wave in himself, not only Dragon, but also the Skeletons. Because he's just farming away in the neutral camps, though, and he's going to be finishing up a BKB, so it doesn't look like Thunder is going to be itching to force a fight anytime soon.
4-man smoke from Tundra.
Right?
They're looking to flank around the north side.
4-man
Thunder.
Thunder as well. They are mirroring this. Dark Mago, he's going to be the first one in. Breaking the smoke, catching 33 right off the bat. Throws out the boat here. It's off the Primal Split as well. They use the roar. They focus down 33, and he's dead before he can really do much at all. And they have the Wind Panda already on the Wraith King. Let's see who they focus down next. Snake King, he's going to be the next target. He does have the egg. He's going to pop it now. Dark Mago turns. Sacred turning back into his hero form. But Dark Mago, he is stuck inside the arena, and Tundra kited out that BKB nicely. It looks like they caught the supports, waited out the BKB of Dark Mago and managed to go for it. That felt like a weird fight all around. It felt like Thunder was trying to force things perhaps too much and got their supports in a bad line.
Nine just jumped on the back line, killed Matthew right off the bat. Felt like Makaz never even entered that fight.
No.
He's going to be the majority of their damage. Even had another Brew, but probably going to have to pop it anyway.
Yeah. And he'll try and succeed in escaping with that Brew ultimate, but another big cooldown used from the side of Thunder. Plus an Aegis on 33.
I was going to say, look who they give it to.
Yeah.
There's a reward for your buyback, son. Second life. Maybe he just jacked it, you know?
Yeah, it could be. I mean, I understand why they don't give it to the Wraith King, but thought maybe it would go over to 9. But
he's just so tanky. I think Tundra feels like if they try and go on this Mars, they'll win the fight off the back of it anyway.
Yeah.
They don't want to repeat where this beast dies with no buyback and suddenly Thunder can take the 5-on-4.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Tundra, they're going to try and push for some objectives here. If you were Thunder, what would you be doing to respond to this right now?
I mean, any of the other lanes you can get in are a huge deal. All of the tier 1s still stand for Tundra here. So we're talking about lanes going deep, punishing Tundra at least a little bit for when they group. None of that's going to happen when all these towers can still defend the lanes.
Yeah.
Thunder space is super limited, and it's kind of been like that the whole game. They've done a good job of stacking to try and keep their Kunkka on par with this Wraith King, but the space is going to get limited pretty fast here. That's the benefit of Beastmaster lineups. Once you gain an advantage and the enemy doesn't want to fight you, you can just take over the map with your vision.
Yeah.
This is where Tundra, they don't even want to give him the triangle here. I tend to agree.
And Thunder are going to make kind of a sneaky move here. They're going to do a 5-man smoke themselves. They're actually going to walk to the edges of the map here. Check their own jungle. they don't find anything, they could probably just push out. There's our 2 carries. Skiter on the left, Bakaz on the right.
This is Bakaz's BKB timing, so he is going to commit into this fight. Look a little different than last time. But they're still in Aegis.
Tundra on the high ground. They've got everything ready to go. The Primal Split's going to go off first. They're going to focus on 33. Despite the Aegis, they want to be able to bring him down. Bakaz is going to do some short work of him in the first line. And a beautiful Pain Frost is going to be able to bounce around, heading towards Skiter. Bakaz looks towards the back line. He's going to be able to bring down the Snapfire next. Matthew with a smart TP out away from 9, who can't finish off the supports, but Bakaz needs some help with a second line for both Skiter and 33. He gets demolished by the physical damage that starts ramping up. Thunder Predator, mass TP's out. Sacred is not going to make it. He gets speared, so at least 9 was able to stop that one. And Matthew actually didn't make it out either. I think he TP'd to the tier 2. I don't think he actually
died to some damage over time, I believe. And technically that's a 3 for 3, but that's a Wraith King life and an Aegis, so Tundra will take that trade every time.
Yeah.
Doing a nice job of breaking the smoke again with the Aegis carrier here. Even though 33 goes down without getting anything off, he doesn't really care. They toss the Phoenix, which I can understand trying to stall out his spells, but at the same time, again, 9 is just killing your backline here.
Yeah.
I almost wish they tossed this Mars to get rid of some more of the damage that's going to come out and then try and focus the egg, but Bakaz can just not take these long of fights yet.
Matthew did indeed TP to the tier 2, and he had Fire Spirits on him. So
I can be happy about that.
He just burned out into the tier 2. Now, Tundra beginning to break away in this game 1. 8,000 net worth lead for them. As you've been saying, they've been kind of choking out Thunder bit by bit, and now it feels like they're getting to a point where they're going to be able to really lock the map down soon. Like one more fight, and it's just going to be Thunder left inside their base.
It's also just another round of items that can come out for these Tundra supports. Full Force Staff for Soxa. Snake King still deliberating what he wants here. Almost up to 4,000 gold. I think he's questioning whether he needs a defensive Aeon or can go for something more aggressive. I say go for something more aggressive, but...
Yeah, it's interesting, especially since half the fights he's just getting tossed up in the air by the wind pick.
Exactly. Like, they don't have any intention of focusing him, right? So...
Yeah.
I think he can just, I mean, might see the Wraith Pact, but they already have a Vlad's built into this Humble the Overlord, so maybe that makes it a bit awkward for them.
That is an interesting idea. The fact that Wraith Pact has been such a big item this tournament.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird time to be building Helm of the Overlord. Obviously, with a Beastmaster, you're always going to go with 30.
You could build both, lose a bit of value, but, you know, who's going to stop him?
I mean, that would say a lot about the item. If you're willing to build both of those just because you think Wraith Pact is that strong.
Of course, but look who's coaching this team, Cap.
That's true.
The item lord himself. He's probably laughing hearing this right now, but hey, if there's one
he's
player...
probably telling him to buy more Ironwood branches, to be fair. But
there's one player I've heard item discussions over the course of my career from. It is AUI. I'm sure this team has talked about everything they want to build at this tournament in length.
That's true.
So it would not surprise me.
Blink Dagger next for Bakaz, AC for Dark Mago. He's still trying to work on that one. They actually do use the Supernova. He was afraid of that Chaos Bolt. If it was a long stun, he might just get bursted by the Chaos Knight. So I think that's fair enough.
And I guess even this new Phoenix, I mean, it's not really new, but this Phoenix Shard, you can Sunray in the egg. That always prevents the egg steal nowadays, too. I mean, not that it was easier before, but it just makes it physically impossible. It's just another interaction that Rubick,
remember that matchup?
Not bad.
TI4 VG Gaming versus Cloud9. Bones 7 Phoenix.
That's an old throwback right there.
Yeah. Gator, he sees an opportunity. Quick pick off on the support, trying to keep the bottom lane off of the tower. Now Thunder is going to respond. Cookie first. That gives Skater a little bit of distance.
Early Brew too.
Yeah, Brew ult. They're immediately going to toss up. They really want Skiter. Looks like they're just going to have to maybe get a quick kill on this Snapfire and call it a day, because the rest of Tundra looks like they have evaded any catch.
Skiter always had BKB TP there as well, so I don't think that catch was ever going to be a thing. Matthew buyback. This is not a hero you all feel good buybacking on, especially this early in the game.
Yeah, that was a heavy commitment. I mean, Phantasm, Primal Split, buyback.
Not the greatest exchange they wanted. One upside is they did get this assault cure also on Dark Mago, so
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, and he hit the tower once or twice.
yeah, he's getting some building damage.
Let me see that building damage soon. I need to know. Oh god, he can't get close. 95. Oh boy.
Can't even read it. But he did get another hit in. And he's daring them to take this fight right now. Thunder feel like this is their best time.
Old. Cookie first, chain stun, no. Missed out, skiter, mistimes that one. BKB goes off from Dark Mago. He starts laying some damage into the Wraith King.
Summons are dead.
Holds on to his first BKB charge. He's going to save that one for the second life. Actually, he's going to keep that second life alive. Now, they do manage to catch Soxa. They're going to try and get away from the egg. But the arena actually catching the two supports. That's perfect from 9. He's going to use his BKB. Throws everything he has. Both supports limping on a sliver of life. And skiter will come in and clean up the rest. Because caught up on the high ground here from Aurora on 33. They actually decide to see if they could bail out their supports, perhaps not expecting the second egg either. Go back into a fight that was never meant to be.
Suddenly this bird that was sitting on Basilius Ring has an entire refresher in his slots. I don't think Vakaz was expecting that at all. Double egg from Snaking. Talking about itemization, that's basically the highest impact item on this hero you can get. Brings it in at the perfect time, secures that team fight. And again, Thunder not have anything for this 9 Mars that just keeps jumping their backline, destroying the supports. All right, you steal Bulwark, but congrats, you're still getting right-click down. Double damage on skiter, shredding the base here.
Good use of the Hawks constantly in these fights as well. It was actually kind of interesting how he used it to stun all 3 of the primal splits as well. Rulings. Halberd for the last bit of DD that they had. Cookie being used. 9 facing the wrong direction.
I don't know if that's the cookie he wanted.
He's kind of awkward. Boat's going to keep him down. And with that tossed up in the air. Ooh, skiter. Really quick blink back by him, and he's got that BKB TP you're talking about. Nothing on the side of Thunder can stop that.
It's a decent kill to get here, especially when Roshan is up.
Ooh, an opportunity? I mean, an opportunity that I think Thunder has to try and take.
I feel like they should. I mean, this game is slipping away. At some point, your Brew's just going to get chunked down by the physical scale that's coming out of Tundra. 50 seconds, no Mars. You probably feel he has no buyback since he committed for the AC. I think they should scout it and do it. This is a big window they're going to miss if they don't.
Somebody check inside the pit. Panda's on the case. Now he's going to see it. The Hawk is there to spot Thunder, and there it is.
I think you have to commit for this. You know, on top of it, there's still no second egg.
Oh, the kiss is straight up.
Look at the damage.
They do not want to give them the opportunity, and that damage by itself with double Hawk stuns as well actually really threatens Bakaz. So he's going to have to reset here. I don't think there's any way they can go back into the Roshan pit that low of health.
He's going to have to crit some creeps.
Yeah.
But that's a Roshan stalled, and now double egg in 20. Orchid on skiter.
Oh, and they see Bakaz.
They're just going to...
In the lane, they're going to wrap around to see if they can catch in front of him here. Once again, not charging straight into the triangle, but always going the long path around.
I think Tundra can potentially just force the Roche 2, abuse the 2 Wraith King lives, the 2 eggs. Like, how does Thunder Awaken fight into that pit?
Yeah.
Seems impossible.
Aghanim Scepter complete for Kunkka, so we're going to have a very disruptive fight on our hands. It's going to lead off the Panda. Potentially getting bursted down. The silence is still there. Can he get off the Primal Split? Denied by the Primal Roar. They chain the disables. They do have a buyback on him. The Torn Storm is bouncing some people around here from Tundra. That's egg number 1. 33 also going to be hit up here by Pakaz, who now has the Phantasm. Use the illusions to surround 33. He's dead. He does have a buyback, though. Matthew looks to be able to catch Zoxa. Does have a cookie. Gets over to the Fire Panda. Fire Panda trying to catch up, but the egg goes down first. And Pakaz in trouble. BKB, he runs out with the tornado out onto skiter. It'll allow Pakaz to disengage for now, but he's got to respect the Tundra power coming his way. He's going to have to crit some creeps again. Bring his health back up into play because this Roshan fight will not stop.
That was their second Brewald off the Sacred buyback. They get to force the Beastmaster buy as well, and both eggs there. So that's a pretty decent win for Thunder, it feels like, in terms of the spell advantage.
Is it enough of a win for them to try Roshan, though? Do you feel like they have enough of an advantage?
So hard to force. There's still another snap ult up. There's always going to be those annoying Hawks that give Tundra full vision. I feel you have to smoke and try and take the fight at a good angle. They might not even have them, though. At the same time, Dark Mago, he's still top of the net worth in this game. 440 CS. He's just been clearing stacks and waves. Saw that Torrent Storm going to use. His job is just to clear the gunk out of these fights and start to pick up the physical scale now. Even got that quiver.
Well, it looks like he's going to take a quick pit stop for the shard so he can get some further disables in. But yeah, then I imagine heavy physical damage time. 21-20, a 10,000 net worth lead for Tundra, but it feels like a relatively even match in the fact that it just comes down to this one fight. Thunder can easily take back the game. They're going to go ahead and run up. They're going to be able to catch Snaking. A big kill like that with the stun silence combination, and the primal split goes down to chasing 9 out. 9 goes for the TP BKB. He does get away. Now Tundra, are they going to try and contest this Roshan without the Phoenix? I feel like that's not likely, and Thunder may still be able to find skiter here. Of course, he does always have BKB TP out as well. So
no way to contest this without your eggs around that pit. Tundra were already bailing the second Snaking died. This whole game they've shown they do not want to fight without their Phoenix.
Yeah. And Dark Mago's like, okay, well, that no longer have to buy the shard. That's going to be a freebie from Roshan. And Aegis for because.
And now, net worth going their way.
We do also have the shard on the Rubick, which can be a really good save mechanism. It does not get you out of the arena, however. I know the panel was talking about whether or not that's a possibility.
But you could throw your teammate into it.
You could, yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely. Get in there, buddy, you know? Go get him, champ.
I mean, you can use this aggressively. People don't think about it, but you can throw your teammates in, throw them up a cliff. As long as you don't expect it, it's a decent amount of range when you get to that, you know, the later levels and stuff. I don't think we're seeing that here, but you never know.
I assume it's mostly going to be used to save, like the Brewmaster. He gets gone on, perhaps.
That's ideal, and that's also where we saw this. I mean, Glimmer and Force on this Lich, even a Drum. Still, though, if you look at this network distribution, it's crazy how far down these last 3 Thunder Awakened heroes are compared to the Tundra counterparts on average.
Yeah.
And yet their impact is just still so high because these heroes are designed to function without a lot of net worth, right? That's where this is deceiving. I feel like this is almost a completely even game as long as this Panda can get his ults off. Tundra can find him and focus him. It's an entirely different story. But Tundra doesn't seem like they've been able to kill the Pandas during the ult either. It's just too much chaos, maybe. Not enough direct ways to focus it down.
So interesting. Dark Mago is thinking about a refresher next. So he really wants to just keep focusing on the disable aspect and trust in Bakan.
He's just running uphill.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. It's got 4K speed. They're actually immediately 9. Blinks behind him to catch the support. Matthew's dead again. The A right on top of things. Immediate buyback from Matthew. And you can see because he wants to be able to catch some of these heroes. Blinks in. Who does he go for? Immediately stun silent. Into trouble. Whoa, he almost gets bursted down on that first bit of Aegis life, and he does indeed. They do have the Sinister Gaze. They have the Wraith King in front here. Meanwhile, jump back from Snake King. Mortimer's Kisses. The 2 backline support are really helping out here. They do have the Tornado going forward. The telekinesis toss back, but now he's run out of BKB charges, and bam, gets taken out by 9. A spear over onto Pandamu. Doesn't quite finish him off. They try and go for 9 here, but the BKB TP out once again is successful. Mass BKB teleport all around from Tundra. Everybody's gonna get out.
That was the Kunkka buyback. Oh, most valuable. They want to be able to hold that, or at least get something off the back of it, but Tundra giving them absolutely nothing. Kiting that fight out perfectly, playing around these double eggs. We'll see 9. He knows what his job is this game. He's done it every single fight. Find the Rubick, find the Lich. He got Force, Glimmer, and Frost shielded, but the initial hit is just way too much. And this is that man fight. Because just gets chunked early. He doesn't have the confidence to go in even with the 2 lives.
Yeah.
Who's killing this Wraith King during all of this? It looks flashy, but not much actually going down.
I have to wonder how different that fight would be if he was able to get a clean initiation, a blink stun onto the Phoenix and just commit to that kill. But really fast reaction from skiter with his use of Bloodthorn twice now in these fights trying to stop a cause. Who obviously doesn't feel great about using BKB in his first life. Now, Thunder, in this period of time, have been pushing out some of the lanes, and they're even poking at the mid tower here. skiter, spear back on a Dark Mago with a buyback on Dark Mago. Very curious that Thunder's willing to force it.
They know there's no Phoenix ultimates here.
That's true.
What's been causing them problems.
BKB used by skiter, too, on his second life, so when he comes back into play, he is very susceptible to that Thunderstorm with Dark Mago. They've got to find an answer to that if this fight continues.
Once this team decides what is their issue, if it's not up, they're willing to take almost any fight. I agree. This is a lineup Thunder Awaken has. You have to push it to the limit while you have those opportunities, because you're not going to get them down the stretch here. And now snaking, he has A on disc as well. So this Phoenix, he's not going to be that jumpable and burstable like some of these earlier engagements.
That's true.
Another instance which might catch them off guard, because I feel like that has been their game plan in the go-to.
They have 4 primal splits potentially in a single fight thanks to the refresher complete on the Brewmaster.
0 charges though.
Oh yeah, he's down on charges right now. 15 seconds.
Can
they could have
refresh
potentially 3 if the fight happens in 10 seconds or so.
Tundra, no, there's no buyback on this Kunkka though, so if they find him, there is that frost shield, there is the toss back from Rubick.
Look how aggressive Dark Mago is. He was showing in the mid
the
lane.
front.
Now he's in the front. He immediately throws out a torrent. Finds Saksa, who does actually go forward. Now let's see if Dark Mago cannot be a KB. Oh, Pekka's actually the one who's caught instead. skiter starts laying into him, and they control him up with the Primal Roar. That Bloodthorn just rips him apart. Meanwhile, 9, once again, he has been Matthew's nemesis all game long with these arenas. BKB gonna go off from Dark Mago, finishes off at least the Snapfire while they retreat away from this egg. Sacred's gonna refresh that Primal Split, but they do not have a buyback on Pekka's. Tundra does not know that because it's from gold. In fact, he's incredibly close to having the buyback. But their saving grace might just be the fact that there is still a tier 2 up in the top lane for Thunder.
It's definitely their saving grace here. They get Mega for sure without it. Even so, this is going to be close. The Snake can keep you up here to push it in.
Oh yeah, they're going to actually backdoor it.
I mean, they have the minus armor. They have the physical burst. Why not?
Yeah, now are they going to keep going? Are they going to try and backdoor the tier 3? Are they going to wait for the creep wave? I mean, 35 seconds is a long time.
There is Frost Shield to stall it a little.
That's true.
But because he blinked in, just got roared. He's just not been able to find the openings this game, and I think part of that is the vision that Tundra has. You look, they have that high ground ward, they have the ward on mid, on top of the Hawks. Sure, you're smoked, sure you blink in, but Tundra, they feel very confident to play around this vision because there is only that one initiator. It is the CK. He blinks in. If he doesn't find the beast is going to roar him, and suddenly Tundra can reset, get everything off. It's a very hard team fight for Thunder to find the opening to initiate into.
And his supports can't follow him ever because we've seen 9 has just been a terror to this poor Lich and Rubick, who can never follow the Chaos Knight in because they immediately get arenaed.
That's part of why Tundra like this Wraith King, right? He can always just frontline and you can play the fight patient. You can let him die once. By time, 9 just gets free reign in the fight. I mean, he's been finding those jumps quick, but he can play as patient as he wants. Just let the Wraith King take the fights. Even let the Phoenix go through one egg, you still have another.
Yeah.
Then find that back line.
Oh, that's interesting that this Wraith King's been holding on to the Witchbane, so he can actually use the Purge to get rid of the Frost Shield, which is, I mean, that's pretty massive.
Super nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I was thinking this game, what is going to purge that in the late game? Well,
sometimes
there you
just
go.
Get a neutral item.
Ask and you shall receive.
Eon Disc for Dark Mago, if nobody noticed that one. So now he can be as frontlining as he seems he wants to be without a buyback, and does have that secondary life to be able to work on.
You can survive for a decent amount of time here on Thunder Awaken, but I'm having a hard time seeing what's actually going to kill these Tundra heroes.
Look on Pekka's real quick. Look at his quick buy. BKB, 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 BKB.
Yeah, he needs at least 3 or 4. I mean, it's not even saving him in these fights.
No, he would still have Primal Roar to deal with. Speaking of that, now he's got 2 Primal Roars to deal with. Refresher for 33. I was wondering, I was like, that's got to come out eventually. It's just such a hard counter to this lineup.
And at this point in the game, all he has to do is pretty much save it for this Chaos Knight. There's no one else he has to roar. I don't think this brew split is nearly as terrifying as it was early in the game.
Yeah.
Sure, it's annoying. Sure, it's going to cause some chaos. But again, his Wraith King and Mars can just sit there and right-click everybody to death. Even a full nullifier on this 9 Mars. Another way to dispel the buffs. Another way to lock these supports down in case you thought he wasn't doing it enough.
Just a quick warning to everybody watching with us on Dota TV. You are going to be experiencing potential double Torrent Storms in the next fight. So, you know, might want to look away from that team fight. You know, otherwise your Dota may end up crashing.
You think he's going to buy it without saving for buyback? Of course, that was the correct thing. I was trying to choose up here.
Of course,
This
instantly
Dark
buys
Mago.
it. He goes all in, and they are going to need every bit of power here as Tundra have collected the refresher shard for a Wraith King. Everybody else has a refresher orb. They've got an Aegis and Cheese, and they are going to be going for that last lane of barracks.
Also an Ags on this talk, so he's shooting him in.
He is shooting him in. All right, on top of the Brewmaster. What a beauty. The end goes down as well, and they couldn't quite save him. He's going to be forced into a buyback now. Primal Roar, #1, on to Dark Mago. And Cookie going out, trying to get Skiter outside his base, outside of his Torrent Storm, but he dies anyway. That's going to be life #1. They do have reinforcements coming in. Dark Mago, Aeon Disc, Ghost Fleet coming in as well. There's just a hot mess of stuns raining down in this one damn area, and everybody from Tundra is getting constantly knocked up here. Skiter is getting chain stunned out. He dies again. Refresher shard being used. He's got another life to be able to work with. 9 as a BKB. He charges forward. Spears back in. Chaos Knight dies. He buys back immediately. Dark Mega with a dieback. Panda Moo can't escape either. He's dead. A buyback him. Magaj runs forward now, focusing down 9. There's the second Primal Roar. He's pulled back immediately afterwards, though. Sinister gains BKB. They try and burst him down. They know they don't have the damage, but the Wraith King instead. The Wraith King, well, he had his refresher shard, so he had a second BKB to use as well. And once again, Tundra, once the fight seems to turn against them or there are too many numbers with buybacks, they just BKB TP out en masse.
How many goddamn ultimates does this team have? It feels like 3 fights in 1. I mean, this fight recap, Thunder Awakened did 24,000 damage and got 1 kill.
Really? They got 2, right?
I mean, they got but he's still walking around the map, so...
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, there's just so many lives, so many ultimates they have to fight through, costing them very precious buybacks here. The chaos that this Kunkka can cause is absolutely insane, but it almost just doesn't matter when Skiter has so many lives to play with.
Yeah. You have X amount of disables, but we have an equal number of spells to be able to throw back from all our refreshes. We've got BKBs.
I mean, I think that was why Picaz was queuing on multiple BKBs, because he knows Tundra's going to have about 30 of them in the next fight for many refreshers they have.
What is he to do? He's actually built Basher and going for an Abyssal Blade, so he's trying to tackle this whole BKB TP out problem. But it may come a bit too late.
That was buyback for the Chaos Knight, buyback for Brew and Lich. Only Matthew has his up, of course. Dark Mago, he's always going to buy out. This guy wants to play for the first life, not the second. I can respect it.
Sneak attack? What for?
Just turn into a base defense situation, down 30,000 gold.
In Tundra, I mean, if the last fight, they were okay with that one. Probably okay with forcing another. They may not have Aegis and Cheese anymore, but...
Yeah, I mean, they're missing half their spells, but that still means they got about 1.5 of them, so I think they're okay fighting here.
That's true. And Thunder, they don't have all those buybacks to work with anymore, so... Rubick came back. Spear back as well. Dark Mago in some trouble. Eon Disc, BKB. Those both go out. And he starts casting spells. Nice telekinesis backwards there. An egg right in front of their faces with the Supernova. They actually stole the Sunray as well, trying to heal up the Kunkka. For Staff, he does a refresh, and Eon Disc goes down. Starts around those spells. Skiter, he's going to go lose his first life. The chainsaw going down on 9 as well. 9 maybe falling right next to Skiter. Immediately BKB. He blinks away. TP's out. The cause on the HUD. He's got that basher. He sees Snake King. Thanks to the primal split, they had him waiting as the little cherry on top to a delicious dinner that was that team fight. 26-8, but Thunder hold on with 1 lane of barracks left.
And Matthew, he gets Roar again. Salvaging that fight with the tossback save. That distance is so far, just baits Tundra in. Suddenly, 9 finds himself getting roared and slayed down by these CK crits. It takes a while, but he's definitely not happy about that one.
I mean, so many of these team fights have been the supports not being able to have an impact because of 9.
And that was some revenge right there.
That was some revenge. I mean, when you're sitting inside your base, it's the most ideal place for these backline supports, right? It becomes really hard for 9 to be able to play that fight the way he wants to.
I mean, your vision counts for nothing, right? Because they can only be in one place, so...
Yeah, true.
Matthew getting the better end of that bargain. They're getting shut down all game by this Mars, but finally gets to turn it around on him with that stolen roar, and he's going to be able to keep it for some time here. This is, again, a huge spell for them to have because it is a BKB piercing stun, which has been their bane in a lot of these fights, right? Either in the middle of the fight or the BKB TP's out at the end. Suddenly, you have this massive range BKB piercing stun. Protect this man.
Abyssal Blade done as well. So 2 BKB piercing disables available for Thunder. It feels like they really do have a better shot at being able to win this than the Dota Plus gives it them. They only give him 5%, but it feels better than that. Oh, another initiation with the Wraith King attempt. Blink forward.
Nullify.
Straight over to Matthew, but the Nullifier's going to bring all the rings down. The kiss is laid down. No Primal Roar for you, sir. Life number 1 of Skiter as the disables. He's actually getting pushed deeper into the base as well on this first life. Meanwhile, because
Wasted Arena.
Yeah, Wasted Arena. Illusions are run out. Skiter does manage to get the blink away right after on the second life. They do actually use the Storm Pen to toss up in the air, telekinesis, but a 4-step gets him down. Now the Hawk chasing after some of these. Doesn't actually get the stun off, and Tundra are okay with resetting here. After all, forced another buyback out of Thunder.
And on this Rubick. Why does it feel like so many of these fights center around whether they kill Rubick or not?
Yeah.
In a game that I don't even think is some crazy Rubick game. He's just been so annoying with the telekinesis saves, the stolen roars.
He certainly has been.
And that gobble up spit out. It wasn't even close to hitting, but Skiter, he's just so confident with the fight. Blinks in anyway, nullifies.
I mean, he practically 2 shots the poor Rubick. It's just the kisses afterwards, the finishing touch. All right. Hawk's done. No spear follow-up. The Mars was in the area, but he doesn't go for it. Divine Rapier is going to be the choice from Dark Mago, so he is finally putting it on himself.
Why not?
Laying out some physical
Why
damage.
not? Think this man's going to save her buyback now?
Probably not.
I doubt it. I doubt it. None of his team has it.
Look at the Primal Split running forward. I think he was doing a bit of D-warding or something.
Got to be careful here, though.
Yeah, they know. Okay, they spot Panda. Staff gets him out of the arena, fortunately.
Why does it feel like these fights are so close, even though Thunder Awakens down 30,000 gold?
Still trying to get that ward. They are trying to force it so much. They have a nullifier to be able to deal with the Eon Disc. Telekinesis down to the high ground, or low ground. So that is going to be another save. Another Primal Split being used there from Sacred as well, with the boat catching some of these heroes in the backside. They're going to refresh, actually interrupts the Icarus dive away. Panda move, he's going to be targeted. Skiter looks to be able to 2 or 3 shot, but again, the telekinesis gets him out of there. The more
telekinesis
start raiding in, but the refresher used by Dark Mago. Primal Split also going to be caught for a second or third time. Primal Roar actually used on the Mars. He was hunting the Rubick. The Torrent plays keep on coming in, and Skiter is having such a hard time dealing with all of these disables. A telekinesis toss back. 9, he says, screw it. I'm going to go for Matthew, even if it costs me is my life. He goes in for it, blinks into the trees, TP's out. Matthew had no help whatsoever. On the other side of things, Sacred does manage to catch up to Saksa. So at least they do get a support trade-off there, but Matthew, he played a little bit too forward there. I mean, he had the Primal Roar steal. He used it on 9, and then I think he thought the rest of his team was going to come collect on that Mars.
Playing forward. How about Dark Mago just running up to try and deward this cliff? He knows the telekinesis is there, but it's absolutely insane. Just baiting the fight out. Meanwhile, that was a buyback for snaking, so if this Phoenix goes down again, suddenly Thunder awake and they're grinding themselves back into this game one scrappy fight at a time.
But Tundra is going to be able to get another round of Roshan, who doesn't have an Aghanim Scepter at this point. Well, it seems it was the Wraith King, so now they've got the spooky ghosts who are going to be sticking around in these fights.
In case Tundra didn't have enough lives and spells, there's a couple more that throw their way.
And if anything, they can just die and still focus the buildings as well. I mean, they're just one lane left.
Dark Mago, he's sending his courier.
Oh,
the courier of hope running across the map there for this divine rapier.
Oh, he needs to get it fast because
Tundra see it.
They do see it.
They know.
Oh my God, they're going to TP back. Are they going to let it buy the divine rapier?
They can wait for it to buy.
Radiant's courier.
They see it. Oh, they kill it right away. It would have been such a cool play if they'd killed it after he bought the divine rapier, but
it's still going to deny it for 3.5 minutes here.
You don't think Dark Mago is going to try and sneak out there?
This man's bold, but I don't know if he's that bold. I guess he saw him at the other shop, right?
Yeah.
You're going to run.
If you're going to do it, now's the time, but he doesn't.
How fast is your 100 meter?
Well,
training?
Without boots, it's not very fast
Not
at
very
all.
fast.
He may have the legs, but he doesn't have the shoes.
Nice heads-up play by Tundra. The benefit of having full map control here. You get to farm the neutrals. You get to control the shops. We're closing in on the other round of neutral items that are game-ending, right?
Yeah, that's true.
There's one thing you need to end in a game. Ex Machina will do that for you. Question of, does Tundra want to push this Aegis timer? Looks like they do. And why not? So many refreshers on this side of this team.
I mean, they've got 3 Supernovas to be used in the next team fight, 2 Primal Roars.
A refresher on Saksa as well. This is 2 spells of every kind, 2 lives of every kind.
The kisses, the jump forward, but Skiter does not want to overextend himself. I mean, hell, if he blinked that far forward, he'd be in danger of getting tossed into the fountain. So he chills. The dude abides. It's Tundra. I mean, they may have maybe a bit frustrated trying to end this game, but it's still very much the ball's in their court.
Just how many ultimates and lives will it take to mess with the causes mentality? Apparently nothing. This man haunting his own team here.
Look at him. They're using the couriers to scout the Hawks.
This is next level.
That is smart. I mean, those Hawks, not just the vision. Wait a minute. He got it. Oh, no, he went Radiance. What?
Dire's structures are fortified.
That's not what I was expecting.
This is the safe buyback and conservative play, but we'll see if it pays off. Item can still do a huge amount of work with the mischance.
Yeah, really good use of that pushback.
Skiter's pretty deep here.
Get a disable on him before he blinks away. Sinister Gaze instantly being used. Raven's going to go down. They also have the cookie trying to get him away. They're going to start refreshing some of their abilities, but that's going to be a second life down for the Wraith King.
Blinks out into a torrent.
Oh, straight to a torrent. Starts out getting pulled back in by Vikas as well. He's in the Ghost Form, but he's also dead. The Mortimer's Kiss is chasing away Matthew. Couldn't find it. A torrent actually stops Saksa there, and they're going to be able to now start chasing down some heroes. The Primal Split going after 9. They couldn't actually finish up the egg. Snaking with a long dive away. Does manage to get pretty far. Refreshes. Dives again. 33 blinks out. Oh, last second. Sacred finds the +1.
Who has been on point all these fights. He had 9's number that fight, especially making sure his Rubick is protected.
He swaps in the Blink Dagger, but it's still on cooldown, so he is not going to have a chance. and getting away. Thunder. Is this the first fight that we could say they cleanly won?
This was a victory for sure. Skiter just ends up getting so deep off these torrent storms into the tidal wave pullback. He's just getting chain stunned by all this Dark Mago control. Ends up wasting 2 lives without dealing any damage, and after that, he blinked into a torrent, got pulled back again, and Bakaz finished him off. Tundra were not able to find any sort of engagement off the back of all that space. This Brewmaster ulti doing a huge amount on the backlines with disruption. Again, he was messing with 9 that whole fight, so his Rubick had free reign.
Yeah, look at this. This is after he's been pulled back in by the tidal wave. They try and bail him out with cookies and arenas. It's not good enough, and they're fighting into the tidal storm. Oh, no! Oh, no. I was just about to say they had the 60-minute marker coming up. They were going to have a solid 30-second window where the Mars was dead, and they could collect on neutral items.
Not anymore. A rare mistake from him. They were gaining so much advantage back, but throwing it the other way. Chaos Knight out for 100 seconds here.
I mean, Dark Mago's still on a bit of a walkabout out here.
I mean, you think this man is ever going to show an ounce of fear in this game? He cannot if he wants to take down the W.
That's true. Arcanist armor is the first item they find. Sheer Stone going over to Tundra.
He's farming for the boys. Tundra sees him.
They know. They see him.
He is out really far.
He really is. He's going to go for it, but the Hawk! Stops the TP out. Now he's got no way out of here. He doesn't have a TP. The Primal Roars are going to catch him. Oh no, Dark Mago, what have you done? Bit by bit, they're going to work him down here. He can refresh, he can re-BKB, but it's not going to make a difference, I don't think. He's got no blink out. Spider legs are coming out, but a second Primal Roar is going to be used. And now they may be forced into some mass buybacks on the side of Thunder.
Yes, it's good he saved it. Trying to farm those neutral items for his team, but not worth the trade at all.
Neutral items may not end up being a factor at all. They go high ground right now. They have 1 apiece.
Actually, they did get Arcanist armor here on Lich.
Yeah.
That's a lot of damage reflect. They have tanky heroes to use it too. Maybe it did pay off.
I mean, he got that one pretty early, to be fair.
Yeah.
And then he just kept pushing for more and more.
It's like a slot machine. How much
also
you're going to push your luck?
At this point,
Radiant's
if you're going to TP out, I feel like you have to beat KB, you know? No matter how bad it feels, you just got to make sure it's safe.
Yeah, but he would have ended up getting roared there anyway, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Brewmaster tossed up here. Sacred just messing with them. And Tundra did get that Ex Machina. Perhaps the ultimate item in Dota. That is an entire other refresh they're going to have to deal with. As if there weren't enough in this game.
Oh, dear. Who has it anyway?
9.
And then Giant's Ring for Skiter.
I mean, this man, I don't think I've ever seen him play a Wraith King game where he didn't get Giant's Ring.
Mirror Shield pickup for snaking, so forget about trying to target down this Phoenix.
Even harder.
Did you know Matthew actually stole Mortimer's kisses? So he's holding on to that right now.
That's a decent spell. They see snaking here.
They see snaking. They're going to hold that Mirror Shield instantly to a
turn.
Yeah, they're coming in. Knight's going to try and catch him instantly. Blink Spear and no BKB going out. The same filtering in. Bakaz needs some help. He needs some help from Matthew, but he's too busy using the kisses. He didn't get the telekinesis off. Nine has come to support inside in the arena with the egg just outside. The Primal Roar going down. They're using everything they can, but the Ice Armor and Arcanist Armor is actually keeping alive with the Frost and the Coco's Rum as well. But eventually the Lich dies. Eventually the Matthew falls. They are going to come back with their buybacks. Yes, Sacred's going to try and keep him here, but does Thunder really want to go outside? They're going to go for it because he jumps forward, trying to finish him off. Nice stun from Soxa. Nine with a big heal out from the lifesteal. Use the Abyssal Blade onto Skiter. He has to stay away from Skiter as much as possible. Pandamoo in some trouble, caught by the Hawk. Stun goes down. They see him. There goes the tidal wave, but BKB re-entry by Skiter as he chases down. That's a dieback on 1, a dieback on 2. Both supports are dead. Skiter looking to be able to end the game. A refresh out from Dark Mago. They see 9 is low. Once again, a refresh. BKB, he turns, and once again, the lifesteal keeps him alive. Now the spear forward. Dark Mago pinned to the trees. Tundra looking to be able to throw out the game, and Dark Mago will not be able to come back in this fight. 3 dead with no buyback, and now it's just left with a Brewmaster and a Chaos Knight. They've held and held and held, but can they possibly stop all of this? Even if he buys back, there are no more Primal Splits left. Thunder have to call Tundra, finally forced out the submission.